The degree of phyllotaxis is encoded mathematically in Christ's name. You can go directly to that plant and find Christ. And that's the ultimate mystical state of consciousness that I think we want to reach.
We're seeing what I think is like the thrashing and the last gasps of the previous version of operating. I like to call it the Messiah-op. If everybody sacrifices themselves for the group, then the whole group is sacrificed.
This is how these ideas implant into your subconscious. This is what makes it worldview warfare. Because your worldview is your self-view.
If you forget who and what you are, the evil ones in this world will define you for you.
What's the purpose of writing a myth? Why would Plato incorporate myths into his stories? These myths have value as a teaching tool. Now you, as the reader, the responsibility shifts to you. You have to go do the work to figure out which parts of this might be true and which parts might be false.
You're being shown something that you're told to believe that you can't independently validate. So rather than accepting it as fact, ask a question like, does this footage make sense? It doesn't seem like that burden of proof is often applied. It's more like, we've shown this to you, we're NASA, and therefore you have to believe us, otherwise you're a conspiracy theorist.
We have a conspiracy against our own greater nature. We have a repression of the sublime. It's probably the last repression that we have. We've all got liberated about sex, gender, whatever diet we want to be on. There's no secrets left. But maybe the last secret that we have difficulty acknowledging is that we have these openings into larger reality.
Mason in the tuxedo with the tarot cards showing the truth of it. And in the song, they're talking about don't fear the reaper. In other words, don't fear the cycles of Saturn. The wind isn't afraid of it. Nature's not afraid of it. Take my hand and don't be afraid of the cycles of life and death.
Are you linked to this somehow? Are you related to the Bidens? Because what is a Jim Ford if not a Biden?
I mean, you got me, guys.
But if you take the two images and then you superimpose them and you measure them, you'll realize that the images themselves are created on a sacred geometry grid that follows a pattern of this 23.5 degrees.
I just want to point out, BCE spells 235. Their language is encoding 235.
That is super cool.
Orion carries its sun on his torch. It just reminds me of the Olympics. Summer solstice, that's the height of the summer. If precession is what they say it is, then we are so blessed to live in a time where that exactly happens.
Open ourselves up to see which plant is volunteering or what message maybe there is with just the plants that are right there next to us, always supporting us.
Should we tell them?
Yeah, because just happened to have like a bun in the oven too.
Been pregnant this whole time.
Appreciate the life that you steward. Like, you're just stewarding this story, this life, this tapestry. You can weave within it, but this is something to take care of, not something to just take control of.
Give thanks and praise.
You want men of knowledge? You want to rear men of knowledge? You got to be in charge of their education.
No matter what the symptoms are, no matter what the condition is, there's usually something underneath that is trauma related.
We're held in a space of fear that we just don't need to be. We don't have to live in fear of the way our body works. We don't have to live in fear of these invisible enemies.
We have a protective elixir produced by the mouth and the body to keep our gums and teeth safe, and it's called saliva. We really need to treasure it and protect it.
There's actually a protective nature to alcohol as well. After Perseus beheads Medusa, it is used as a shield. So alcohol is actually protective in nature if we use it consciously.
Magic itself is neither good nor evil. It's just a force. At the deepest level of ourselves, we're connected to the whole universe. What the French magician Eliphas Lévy called the astral light.
Most magical moment of all time for me personally, I was able to keep my hands underneath and catch this baby on the way out.
Wow.
What? Incredible thing.
It's a beautiful system. Nothing to be afraid of. It's all astronomical. We're not here to disempower you. We're here to empower you.
Everything emanates an electromagnetic frequency, and the heart has the ability to entrain with other electromagnetic fields. We can learn about the plants from the plants. I would say it's like an exercise in consciousness.
Well, actually, I think this conversation's been a bit heady.
Well, that's how we do it. This is not the 101 class. You're talking to the
This is not the 101 class. No, sir.
Next thing you know, it's been scrubbed from the internet. As usual, our man's got his finger on the pulse. I'm excited to get down with the slickness, as Kabir said in the chat here.
Wow, man.